Hello, Angie. Angie and I go way back to the beginning of time, 2009. Crazy.
Guess I'm the only one that goes back further than that.
You guys are about the same time frame, for sure. All right, let me get set up.
That auto admit was really easy to add.
And you now have the answer. That's what I'm here for. Make this simple, for sure. All right, well, we have a few people here, which is great. Thanks for joining on your Thursday afternoon. I know there's all kinds of other things to do too. We all have things to do, but I wanted to talk about getting clients in LinkedIn. And it's not your LinkedIn profile. It's even back just a little bit. So we will do this now. And as you notice, this is all, we need to get the right monitor. Are you seeing? Yeah, you are. Okay. It is there. So perfect. So this is a big problem. There it is. So we all have experience. And I started this essentially because I know I have the experience and I want to work. Like we all are in the similar boat. LinkedIn, I figured out a method fairly early on when I started doing fractional. And so I kind of reverse engineered it. And now I've been teaching other people how to do it. But you can feel invisible. Nobody knows I'm here. And it can be frustrating. So the real problem for fractionals is business development, but it's the same for any company. Every small business has to go out and do it. And I know long ago when I thought about working for myself, somebody said it takes 30% of your time. It's a lot. But my goal is to teach habits that you can do ongoing that you would also consider networking. And it's not quite so harsh. But the realities are your network's quiet. Referrals have stopped working. Another situation is you've been laid off and you really don't want to go back. And the job market is really hard. So that is a reality. There is a shift from resume job search to running your own business. I'll talk about that because that's really where the offer, there's a transition journey in between here. LinkedIn kind of feels like a mystery. It can feel really noisy and you got tons of advice. Everybody's telling you what to do and you're doing everything. That's a really big challenge. So LinkedIn has completely changed. When I joined LinkedIn back in 2007, 8, whatever, it was a different place. It was more of your resume holder. It was very formal. It was today, when I came back 2.5 years ago, there's a lot of stuff happening. And I came to realize that there's a lot of people selling coaching with Google Docs. There's a lot of things happening. And I went out and started networking or commenting in people's big networks, and my clients came to me. So I'm going to talk about those channels that I use too. LinkedIn, by the numbers, there's almost 1 billion people there. There's decision makers, there's hiring managers, there's founders, there's people looking for solutions. And when I talk to people on phone calls, I say that you can send cold email all day, but those people might be perfectly happy with their situation. They might have the right agencies in place. They might, but the people coming to LinkedIn are open to learning. And I just think that that's a differentiator. The people who are open, they might have situation issues. They might not even know it. They might not be problem aware, but they're there for a reason and they are open. I think it's a huge difference. So that's one of the things. And I think that if you take the steps, your LinkedIn profile can essentially be your web page, the equivalent, and it can also be used to get meetings. Because I get 2 to 3 meetings a week set up. It's about 2 for my coaching and 1 for my fractional service, 1 founder. And I am actively a practitioner. I am doing fractional services, but I'm kind of been building this coaching side. So I haven't filled all of my time with the services. So I want to show you what I've been doing, and you can do this. Anybody can do this. There's a few options in LinkedIn. And now I was just talking to Natalie. Natalie connected with around Christmas time, I gave away a free resource on how to set up outreach in LinkedIn using automation. And she's like, I got a meeting. And that's what it's all about, really. So most people are doing tons of things. And the advice on LinkedIn is build your personal brand. I have a different attitude. And I think that if you have professional expertise, you don't have to build a personal brand for 9 months to a year. Seriously, skip that. You can post once or twice a week, but it's really important to get out connecting with people and in other people's networks. That's where the people are at. They're not on your LinkedIn profile. So you have your professional expertise. I believe that you can change your LinkedIn profile to represent that, have an offer doc, and they, like, all of my inbound are so much warmer than if you do outbound. So that is my goal, is to help people have a direct path. It took me 8 to 10 months to replace my salary, but I had one person do it in 4. That's what I'm trying to do, is help people. So this is what I was just talking about. You don't need to post daily content. I talked to this lady and she was in so much pain. She said, it takes 3 hours a day to post. So first she has to comment for 15 minutes, and then she has to write the content post, and then she has to comment some more, and every day. I said, you don't need to be doing that because no one's seeing it. Anyway, you don't need a big following. You can have 500 to 1,000 people following you on LinkedIn, but it doesn't really matter. I have 11,000 people on Twitter, and it doesn't matter because I haven't been active, and those are all past tense. And so I couldn't sell there if I wanted to. Marketing, these agencies that make promises, and like my one case study, I saw him on Pavilion. He had spent thousands of dollars on agencies. They delivered meetings, but they weren't qualified. So in 30 minutes, I showed him what I was doing. And in 3 weeks, I was on vacation. He sent me a note. He said, Connie, I have a slide here. It's changed my life. He had 5 meetings booked. So there's a difference. You do need an offer that talks about what you do, and you have to transition from what you were doing at the company to something new. You need to update your profile. That needs to be really clear for people to figure out what you do. My profile, if you look at it in my about section, I talk about doing both things, which it works because the fractional people read and the founders don't read at all, but they see my comments out on people with huge profiles. One has over 100,000 and one has 282,000 people, very active. And those people, so quick story, I don't have it anywhere else, but so this guy, I saw him on my profile. So I have a routine. I've posted about on LinkedIn. I have a routine. I'll check messages. I'll see who looked at my profile. This guy, a founder, looked at my profile. So I went to message him 2 years ago. He connected with me about a comment. And so when I sent a note to him, he comes back with, ooh, I had to do a double take. So he realized what had happened. We had a call, and now he's getting funding, and in a month, he may take my services. And he has a very sad story. He hired an email agency, and they took a lot of money, and it was probably too early. And now he's like, Connie, I know who I'm talking to. I see it from their eyes, my client. So he didn't have product market fit either, which is a problem. But just be careful about who you entrust this to. It's so easy to say, well, I'm going to hire somebody to give me the magic easy button. But honestly, if you're building your own business, you need to do this yourself. Whether you call it product market fit in the marketing world, I call it offer market fit. You need to tweak your messaging and get that. And nobody can do this for you. No one. Trust me. It's just not. The other thing on this slide is comfort zone. You have to push yourself out of your comfort zone. I signed up for a new course now where it's like email newsletter exchanges. They give me homework. I don't like it. This week I'm kind of AOL because I bought a house and I decided we're moving a month earlier than we thought. So we're out of our comfort zone. And Bill is here, Bill Miller. He's my partner here in all of this. And but we roll with it. But this thing, you need to build a habit that you consistently do and you're happy with, because if you don't like it, you're not going to do it. And it needs to become a muscle. You need to show up consistently. So this last month, I've been looking for a new services client. Every day commenting, I have a tool for it. And I'll tell you about the channels here, but seriously, on Monday, I had to turn off. So after a month, on Monday, I had to turn off my appointments and I had 4 meetings. This week, I've got 2 new clients, 1 in about a month, and I decided to buy a house. But it's okay. So I'm onboarding the first client on Friday, tomorrow. But that's the culmination of this effort. And it's a consistent, every day, a little bit of time. 15 minutes to a half hour, once a day at minimum. And if you can do it twice a day, that's better. But it really is a consistent motion. So what I want you from this presentation is to think about your offer. What are you offering people? So if you think about, let's say you were in HR, and HR has a lot of different aspects, and you now want to offer fractional, or if you want to offer service, you need to figure out how you're solving for a pain point that a company has. They don't care about your resume. They'll never ask to see it, but you need to figure out 2 or 3 things that you can do for them that's a starting point. I do a retainer, so 10 hours a week, go in, trust me in marketing, we find all kinds of other things that need doing, everything. So you roll it out, but it's a rolling retainer that keeps you working with them. So the thing about the job versus the service offering, there's a transition and a journey there. So some of my coaching clients, they love this journey. I have a CFO who he just decided, he said, I don't want to do the same thing in the seat. I don't want to go in, be a part-time CFO and do that. So he said, well, you know what? I've got 25 years of experience. I can coach CFOs in a seat. I can help founders identify the issues. So seriously, this is a time to pivot. I have pivoted so many times, but you can pivot. This is a great time to think about what you want to do, what makes you happy, and pivot, literally. At the end, I'm going to give you some things that go along with all of this, some templates and things. So my story, I've been laid off a few times, and this was my 4th career. I was invited into online marketing by a software company. They found me online being active and typing. Anyway, so that I've been here for 18 years. I love it. Every time I would switch jobs for whatever reason, 3 months I could replace my role. Well, the last time I was laid off, I replaced my role in less than 3 months. I got a job the usual way. I was hired to run marketing in a small company. And then the first week, by Friday, he's like, well, can you run sales too? Sure. So I worked for 2 months, 7 days a week, went to a trade show, got sales sorted out, processes in place. And Monday, he's like, hey, Connie, a friend of mine got laid off and I want to hire him. I had met him, but I want to hire him. And so I'm letting you go. I had always resisted working for myself, but it was so just jarring. I just said, I'm laid off for the last time. I'm going to figure this out. Gave myself 3 months to sort it out, went into LinkedIn and just started really being active. And pretty soon I talked to founders, and founders didn't have a full salary. So I said, fine, give you 10 hours. That's how it's evolved. Since then, I've raised my prices. I know what I'm doing. I have offer docs for these things. And that's essentially what I did. And commenting on LinkedIn is my thing. I haven't seen anybody else. People like Jasmine say, go out there and comment 100 times in 2 hours. And that's not what I do. I will place 2 or 3 comments a day. That's it. And it works. So these people that talk about other things. It did take me a while to evolve my offer, my messaging. It's very tight now. In a half hour, in 20 minutes, if I can get them to ask the price, then we're doing good. They need to go away and find the budget. And I work with very early stage startups, 1 million to 4 million, 5 million, right in that area. So now, then I realized fractionals were having this challenge of finding new business. And so I said, okay, I'll teach you. I'm presently 2 or 3 calls inbound a week. And I work on my terms. Like, this is business. And I take Fridays off because I want to. A Sunday night, I'm charging back up again to get going. But, you know, I'm not building somebody else's. And you know, I don't have somebody coming in and saying, hey, bye, like for whatever reason. Yeah. And I think we are at the point that we can put ourselves back to work if we choose to. We don't have to rely on the market. I was about Remy. So in Pavilion, I saw him put a note that said, oh, does anybody have a whole bunch of leads on their doorstep? Because I'm obviously doing things wrong. Half-hour call. I showed him what I was doing. He was a natural. And I have 5 meetings in 3 weeks. And it was beautiful. So I started coaching. I have a platform set up in Circle with like self-paced information. Not a lot of video, but you know, it's hours, it's 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And I've worked with almost 100 people. And my goal is to accelerate and unblock. Like, for example, I think I have a slide here for, I'll come to the example in a minute of the unblocking. So as a practitioner, I am doing this right now. I'm in the trenches with y'all. I know how hard it is. I'm learning, teaching me lots. Like, I have a client that owes me like $8,000. And yeah, and then I need to start asking for money up front, I guess, because you trust people. But I like helping people. I'm working myself out of a job. I worked with one client for over a year, but my intent is to work part-time and not become a full-time employee. If I found something wonderful, sure, I could be adopted, but that's not my goal. I coaching. Earlier I said I've been kind of selfish. I say selfish in that I've been setting more time aside to grow this coaching business because I came out of college as a teacher. I love helping people. All of my careers have been in the service side, like teacher, librarian. And so my goal is to just help. And a lot of my clients are not have backgrounds. So, you know, we can break down much quicker for you. My family, my daughter got married in New York City last year, and then she's having a baby. So I'm like, I have to go be by that baby. So I said, we're moving to the Minneapolis area from Connecticut. So we've got I bought the house on that end. We're going to now move up selling here a month earlier. 2 dogs, 2 cats. We're going to throw them in the car. We're going to drive. That's what we're going to do. But anyway, our Bill's here. Bill's my help. Also has a marketing and product experience. And so he's helped with all of he's been like my mentor, which is great too. So you can put in questions in here, but we're going to get into this now about the roadmap. This is my roadmap. And I do not put content first because I think it's a waste of time. We need clients. I haven't met anybody that says, oh, I don't need a client. Like, we all need a pipeline too. Clients and the leads, the conversations. You know, it takes 3 months for me to get somebody who can go get budget. And so they have to go team, they have to sell it internally. So that's what happens. But I start with the offer. So what are you offering? And this is the chance to pivot. You know, what do you like to do? I mean, who's going to stop and go do crap they hate? Like, no one. Well, you shouldn't do that to yourself. You will end up with it. I talked to one person and he's a product person. He's like, I always end up doing the junky marketing stuff. Well, be selective, be clear on what you do, and don't let them put you into a box. Your LinkedIn profile is your like homepage is critical. Man, I see with landscapes for their banners and things like that. I have GPTs. I've been making custom GPTs. I started this business piece right at the time when the AI became publicly accessible, ChatGPT. I have had so much fun and learning. So I build custom GPTs to make this easier. The next place I want people to go is to learn how to comment, to get these inbound leads. They're golden. Outbound and outreach, great. Like, so now I invited people to connect with me on LinkedIn, built my audience. Now I invite you to an event. You get to know me and you know, there's built. So outbound is good, but it takes longer. And then events. It's an event. So it's good the outreach to create that. Somewhere in between inbound and outbound, and it's kind of where people want to start. I do have an AI content process that is great. Like my last client, I started him founder, and I could show you the GPT, but I built a custom GPT for his business. We share it. He creates content. I can see his thought process and I can coach him there. He's doing great. Like it's really, you guys can build a custom AI that writes personalized content. And it's just getting so much better all the time. So that's my roadmap. Just going over, I have put together a Gamma doc has these questions in here, so you don't have to write them down. But essentially think backwards, like what are the you deliver? What are the KPIs? And then these others you'll see are marketing questions, like, you know, who's your, and there has to be an urgency for these people. Like if they don't, and it's been broken for 3 years, it's gonna be a lot harder to convince them. But my GPT, I take these questions, you take the answers and put them in there, and it'll give you 10 options, 10 offer things. Some of them are weird, but you can pick the top 2 and kind of dive in deeper with them. So these are the types of things that you should think about as you're putting together. What do you do? And then I have a template. This is very much like Gartner, where, you know, it's a fill in the blanks. So if you fill that other out, I put some prompts in this document, like that you can take the other part and give it to ChatGPT and it'll start to fill this in for you. But you need to know what's unique about you, you know? And people don't know the word fractional yet, so I call it part-time contract. It's fine. But what is it that you do? And that's part of the offer process. What is it that you can do for them that snap makes it really compelling? So, yeah, and that's our too. So I said in a lot of coaches, there's a lot of people selling things on Google Docs. And I did a lot of wandering around in LinkedIn. I have the last 2 years. You'll see me catching lead magnets, seeing what else I can find, tips and tricks. But the Google Doc very flat. It's really boring. So I found, and I've been using Gamma Docs, love it. So I actually use the Gamma Doc for my fractional services. I meet with them. I'll put the meeting notes in there because it has all information about, it's like the new version of my resume. It's essentially the page, and it's a living doc. So for my client, for my coaching, I update it. And I will add a new testimonial, or one person talked to me in December and he came back the end of February and he's like, a lot of stuff changed. Yeah, it's a living doc. This is what we're doing. And it's just nice. You don't have to build a website. And so I say here, website's not needed. So many people think, okay, I'm going to go in business. Let me go get my LLC. Let me go build my website. Those are rabbit holes that can take a lot of time. And if you don't know your messaging yet, which you probably don't, it's kind of sunk time and it'll be need to change immediately. So my suggestion is to use this type of doc. It's free. I have about 10 set up, but you can share. It's really nicely shareable. You get a little email when somebody visits it, not who visited, but, and it's just, I've been using these. I love them. So information on this and the link to the templates and the one I use, super easy. Skip the website at the beginning. It's not a good investment of your time or your money, to be honest. So this is my clients, and he made these 4 slides. And, you know, he's like, take a look at these. What do you think? Well, I think they're very corporate, which that's the world he comes from. He's a CFO. You know, and so I copy pasted them into ChatGPT, and I said, put this in from the client's perspective. Boom. The right side is all about, you know, tired of guesswork forecasts. What I help you solve. It completely flips it from resume to helping them. ChatGPT did it, honestly. And the reality is that it needs to resonate with them. It's all about them. And it's a bit of a context switch. And it's just easier to read too. Like, you can get rid of some of the emojis, obviously. Put this in a Gamma doc, put your case studies, your testimonials, pricing, everything. Yes, Angie, this is an offer doc. Yep, and I can go into mine here after. So shift from to this more interactive. So now I'm going to shift from offer to LinkedIn profile. At the end, I can go back to some of these. So for the profile, that banner, you know, like, use information there. Make it super easy for them to figure out. My banner has a little bit of curiosity in it. I don't know if that's good or bad. In Canva, I have one long, you know, banner after is like 45. And there were times when every 2 weeks I was changing my banner. Nobody cares, but it should, you know, so you clearly what she does. For your headline, this is where people see when you comment, I help CEOs fix HR. No question about what she does. Maybe they have an issue with HR, so they click through, take a look at this, and say, I bet she can help. Now, this probably goes to her website here. I have a Calendly link, and people say, well, Connie, don't you get like all of these, you know, making appointments? I don't. You know, they must fit because they don't understand maybe quite what I do, but the majority are in sales terms, highly qualified people. The client I'm onboarding this week, he made it. He's on Sunday night. We talked on Tuesday, and he has business that's $1 million, services business, one that's 4 million. Perfect. He's got a marketing person that's been there 7 years. She's overwhelmed. He's given her a project manager. We're starting tomorrow. That's the kind of that they sort themselves out, to be honest. So we went through things which are the prep work, and then we're going to talk about the channels, like the methods, the path. And so I did it. So the value of doing events is that it forces you to think about, pull back. What am I doing? Why am I doing it? And so last October, I made this slide, but this is how my commenting works. You have these thought leaders that have massive audiences, 100,000. The other one, he has 280,000, where most of my clients have come from. They're the ones doing the content every day, twice a day. You don't have to. Nobody sees yours, but we have leaders that have pains. They come in to Pavilion, to LinkedIn, and they're looking to learn. They're open to it. I said earlier, they're open to getting solutions, and they're reading. And when they're reading, if they see something that inspires them, they're like, and so this person I was talking about earlier, who the commenting over 2 years, he quoted back my comment and he said, this resonates with me now. So that's how, anyway. And then they click through the website because they see the little headline, the first 40 characters, and they go to your I should have LinkedIn profile about your brand. And they read and they go, yeah, I want to have this person. Immediate trust, immediate credibility. You've already gotten in their brain and it's their idea. It's inbound. It's warm. And my joke I don't think they really, the joke is that these meetings are cold to me, but they're warm to them. Instead of the mix, right? Like if you've ever done a cold meeting, it's hard because they don't want to be there. They don't know why they're there. So this is the opposite. And I love it. Like this is how I get my clients. So this is January 6th. I get notifications on my phone. Now I have found a new tool and I will put it in here. It's working really well for me. It's called Supergrow, but I get them on my phone and it's Saturdays and Sundays. My founders are active. My joke is they're avoiding the honey-do list. Anyway, so the thing is that I went and comment in and I got 4 meetings and connection requests just within a couple of days. And these do last for a week to 2 weeks, right? So people are reading regularly. I'm able to showcase. I just want to give you an example. You take the context of the post, you're able to showcase what you do and the impact. People read it and they go, oh, this fits me. So I even put a little pitch at the end. So it's about inbound is the best way. Paid ads are not. Neither are paid agencies. I love helping founders that use inbound with right price tools. I help them find product market fit. It's iterative journey. Don't waste money on marketing agencies. If your startup is at a plateau, like Adam says, it's a hard grind. Let's talk. I can make your marketing easier. Little pitch. And people say, well, don't the influencers get upset? They don't. I have crossed the line, have gotten deleted, but just once that I know of. So the point is that there's an opportunity to put yourself out in front of 100,000 people. That's what I'm doing. So outbound, everybody knows about outbound. So you can use connection requests to build your audience and start conversations. I'm not into the heavy pitching. It's all soft. I have a template that I use that just essentially says, hi, like a general statement, like, sales was really, I help leaders, whatever, peel the onion on their sales process and then just say, let's connect. That's simple. I do their automated then. So I said this last month, I've been actively. And so I'm like, okay, I created a custom GPT, make really nice personalized connection requests that I'll show you that is not painful. Like we don't need pain here. The last thing, and that's what I'm just moving it along. So I have time to show you some of this stuff and answer questions. The AI process. So you can take your information, put it into the memory of ChatGPT, and then like call on it or summon it. And it creates really nice personalized. So in the beginning, you can use templates for training wheels, but here's how I use it. And it's crazy because I put in all this other client stuff and all this other random. So I went and read the instructions that maybe are new. I don't know, but I cleaned out my memory. It's kind of like cleaning house. But so here's what I do. I'll start a post. I'll write like 4 sentences. And if I more like when I say like pain points I'll write 1 or 2, and then on parentheses, I'll just say add more. And then, I'll say, finish this. He knows me and it does a beautiful job. Like it saves me 75% of. So Jeff's asking, you use Supergrow to automate. No, I'm not doing outbound in Supergrow. I'm doing something really weird. I'm doing my commenting. I can show you in a minute. Yeah, Bill says I use LinkedIn for automation. Yep. Supergrow is for my I'll show you in a minute. With Funded Club, I created a shared account and he's making great content every day and it's going really well. Done some other things like he made a lead with for HubSpot and like he's done some other things. It's cool. So that's my goal. Make it easier. Events. So this is an event. Say that this activates your audience that you've been collecting. The people that sign up, you can send the replay back to them. I did this last fall and I had like 85 people sign up, and I was like, I could have made this to send it back out, but I didn't. I took 2 hours and I sent like more personal responses to some people. It started 11 conversations out of 88. That's 25%. And then one guy said, hey, Connie, I've been meaning to talk to you. Okay, he didn't come to the event. So we got on the call and he said, I need a proposal. Okay. Like that's the beauty of, there's so much serendipity. Anybody wants to, they're like, it doesn't matter. With cold email, there's serendipity too. You need people to respond. So anyway, there is serendipity here, but you can then repurpose these into other content. I can use this. I can put it on YouTube. YouTube's been really weird for me and really good, but I'm getting leads in LinkedIn from YouTube because I'm tagging it and it's getting caught and it's showing up in Google search results, whatever. So anyway, and LinkedIn, I also sending. So I will admit that you people, I've, added, you've connected, added, and then I just went in Linked Helper. 580 of my 6,000 people are fractionals, and I sent you all an invite. Automatically, 150 a day. Like Linked Helper's $15 a day. Seriously. Because people get upset about like, oh, I don't want to use Navigator. Seriously, it's $100 a month. 15. Supergrow is 30. Honestly, you have a budget.
Linked Helper is 15 a month, not 15 a day.
Sorry. Did I really say that?
And don't forget to answer Natasha's question before you go off events.
Okay. So what does Natasha say events?
In the chat, I added it.
Event on Tuesday. What is the best way to invite people? So if you have Sales Navigator, go into leads, first connection, put your title in and filter by that. Now you'll get those people. And if you use Linked Helper, you can invite 150 a day. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Let me know about it, but I know you have Linked Helper.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I do. I don't think. And
yeah.
Yeah,
And that's really important that you have the right request on the invitation. Don't just blast out, okay, come to this event. Make it something that's personal to them.
No, it's nothing. There's no message. People don't like
okay. Yeah.
It's,
there's no message on it anymore. It's been a while since I invited someone.
Invite that shows up in your networking.
They changed it. Okay.
Because I tried it and people got pissed. It's not, don't even try to help them.
Yeah, I usually when I connect people, I just tell them like I'm doing this and this. I want to connect because I help founders, I help CEOs, and that's it. And that's fun. But now with the event, because I think that it helped them. My question was maybe it would be better just to invite everyone like by invitation.
Yeah. So you can filter by, make sure your event's good. And then, LinkedIn just sends these events. You all got them. They just send this invite that goes into the notifications and they just decide, yes, I want to attend or no.
Yeah.
And most won't. It's an opportunity. So they're qualifying, right? So they're saying, filtering themselves. They're like, oh yeah, I might be in that. Even if they don't attend, you can communicate then with them for the outreach for after.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Connie.
And send me a need to know which thing in Linked Helper to use, which campaign.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. So I'm just going to show you some things. So let's go off of this for a minute, and I have to drag this. So the question about the Gamma docs that was asked was, this is my Gamma doc, literally here, one of them. This is my Growth Rebel program. Oh, I was going to share. So I was going to share this. This is this program. You can open that in your browser. I can show you, and in the resources that I'll send you, my fractional document is there. You can see I realize, this is my coaching then, but you can see my services. I put a link in there for that. But if we just look through this, they're very similar. You know, this is about you problems, why you need my growth rebel. I chose the name because, well, it was first growth marketing zone. Well, that was about me, but this is an attitude. We deserve to have clients and we deserve to work. It's that simple. So there's sections here. Whoops, I'll text. There's no video in this one. So it is all in the bottom. Here's
You're still showing Canva.
Still showing Canva. Telling me that.
Yeah.
Okay. Stop.
Connie sent you can click the link
Yeah, you can click through
and
the
it
link.
goes to the whole gamma doc.
Yeah, but I can't see what she's pointing to.
It's okay. I've got it now instead of that window I have there.
There you go.
I understand. So let's go here. So the header, I put my little wallpaper in there with my pineapples, and then literally what you get, what you learn. I have more breakout parts in my, I can go there in a minute. There's a link that goes to the paywall, like here. It's not gonna work, gotta go this way. So I have a link to my paywall here. People can sign up there. And then down here, so I have a video from Remy and frequently asked questions. Super easy to build, like super easy. I'll just go quickly here to my, you see, I have a lot of these. So this is my growth services. It looks similar, but I have an introduction. I'm not an agency. Wipe that out of your mind. A little bit about me, how I help. This is very founders, you know, what I do. That's strategy and execution. Now I have a different video in here. This is what Ray Gibson says about my working with him. And I pulled everything out so they can read it if they don't want to watch. That's fine. And then I have my results, impact, case studies. One founder asked for this. I'm like, that's a really good idea. Link to a LinkedIn post. They can see I'm legit, like publicly. And then these are my testimonials off of LinkedIn. And then how we get and contact information. So there's no link here for a paywall because it's different. So, but I love these things. The other thing I've done, I've started productizing. So say my inbound or my outreach, the way Natalia and I met is that, or Natasha, excuse me, she got that. I was got out in Fractional United. So that's how she got into me. She got one of the free, a piece of my offering. So I have a call at the top of hour I need to prep for. Thanks, Connie. I had a great takeaway from this. Very helpful. Okay, great, Rob. Bye. Thank you. We'll have the recording too. So this is the offer that I've pre-created for you guys after this. If you want this, email me. Like I didn't. Email me if you want this resource. Yeah. And I will send that. This has some of the pieces. There's some links to some GPTs here, which is what I'm supposed to be doing now, is showing you. So does somebody want their LinkedIn profile reviewed? I can do it quick. Anyone want to volunteer?
I can go.
You can go. Natasha?
Yeah.
Yours is probably all really good.
Well, we'll see.
Um,
Yeah. The first one does.
There you are. So seriously, I'm copying and pasting. Like we don't have time to, why would you do anything different? So please paste a screenshot of the banner. That's where we start. Okay. And all you do, come in here, paste it in, go. It'll ask for the next step. And now it's telling you about what you can do. So see, you're pretty good. And it will give you, it's just fun. Like, you know, it's just shouldn't be, ChatGPT has good ideas. You can, you know, use it or not. Now it wants your about section, but we continue. Oh, I see I'm sending them to my, so you get the idea. We can copy paste the about section. We'll do one more and then we'll move on. It's just fun. Like, okay. So I have made all the sections of my courses. You still have to do the thinking side, but it helps you with ideas and it helps you with, you know, getting it tuned, fine. It's working really well. Then there's some suggestions and make metrics pop. So it's suggesting some emojis. Careful with that. But it's something to play with. So this is in that resources doc that you can play with. Okay, ready to move on? Next one. So this is the offers idea, and this is the GPT. So I put resources, please. Okay. Yeah, you can do that. You put your LinkedIn, your emails here too, and I will send it that way. So instead of typing all this out while you guys are watching me type, I was never made for a secretary. This asks the same questions I'm going to give you in the doc, the template, and you put them in here. So this person's in finance. What 3 outcomes do you deliver on? And then what KPIs do you help the client with? These are really your outputs, right? And then describe your ideal client. Okay. So they're 1 to 20 million revenue. What main problem do you solve for? So they don't have complete or accurate financial data. And why does the problem exist for them? You should know this really well. If you've worked in this, you know these things cold. And then early stage companies outgrow their spreadsheet system. And then how do you uniquely solve this? This is the hard one, but but it takes a while into words. And so putting that in, and then why is it critical that this be solved? What's the urgency? And then what it gives you back is, here's 10 different things that you can do. And these are really only ideas, and ChatGPT will come up with some interesting things, but sometimes it's things you haven't thought of. So this is just staying in the seat as a part-time person. But then, there's more here, like an investor reporting toolkit. That might be a product you could sell, you could create. And so I like it. I love that. Okay. Thanks, Donna. All right. So that's, this is a part of but not included in the resources. The last one is my new one. I love this. And so I was, not painful, but to think and write out a connection request that's personalized. So I said, okay. And what I did was something that is just screenshots. And so literally, you need to provide your name, your value statement. So I'm just going to say, use your memory in my growth level program. All right. So I'm just saying it's me. That's it. And it's great to meet me. Yeah. So, okay. So, so what I've been doing, it's fun. It's just dumb fun. So let's just 3 to 4 screenshots. I'm going to Natasha. We're going to do outreach to Natasha. I try to get the number of followers she has. Put that one in. I go to her about section again. I will sometimes open the content and take screenshots of if they're doing something, or if they're about, some people don't have much. I will take a screenshot of this featured section too. You can it's let's go back here. Some founders, I will take a picture of this. One guy was an author and doing something else. He had a business too. So anyway, but you can take a screenshot of experience too. I'm not going to, I can just show you. Anyway, what's really cool. Oh, I'm going to open this too. There we go. And this thing has gotten so good. It's delightful. There, 4. And I'm going to hit enter. Oh, we're at the top of the hour, aren't we? Okay. It is not giving me can you share your, I didn't include that. I'm help founders, their marketing. So it needs to know what I do for people. Okay, let's go. So the first one, Natasha, I love how you simplify operations for founders. Your scale without chaos vibe totally resonates. I help founders with marketing, would love to connect and swap notes. And what I like about it, it doesn't just say, I help founders with marketing. I help fixes it up. Then it says, help founders with our worlds might overlap, would love to connect. So you have to take out the dashes. ChatGPT has went on this dash thing, but it's really fun. So we do ideas to use and you can lightly. And then if you want more, chat says, I've got plenty of flavors. Yes, 3 more. And it gives you different tones. Anyway, these are my toys. So anyone who can boost ops and chaos is someone I want to know. So that's it. I go by my slides. So what other questions do you have? And then we will wrap up, I promise. Slides are right here.
Jeff asked if these GPTs are findable through Explore GPTs.
I'm not doing public ones because I'm not paying and I'm not that yet. So the answer is no, they're part of my program. So I haven't gotten that far yet in terms of, all right. The last thing is that just an overview of all of the pieces offer, just need clarity. Like that's what, then upgrade your LinkedIn, giving you the GPT for that one. So you can, the inbound and the commenting is that's what pays me off. Outbound is a longer, slower, it's longer and slower. Powered content process, like I live by this thing, like is my sidekick. It's my, and then events, you can do events, that outbound, it's a partner with the outbound. And so if you'd like to join us, you're welcome to. The 2 things, one is I asked you send me your email or put it in here. I will send you this resource doc that I was just showing you in Gamma. That gives you the questions and templates for the offer, the LinkedIn GPT, and and then I'll put my calendar in there, but you're welcome to, book a call if you're going to talk about your strategy, what your challenges, because I know we all have them. But you're welcome to join. My passion, like I love it. So that's all I'm going to say. What questions do we have, Bill? GPTs aren't findable. Looks like people are leaving, which is fine. Anything else, Bill, that we missed? Anybody else? You guys can unmute because you're here.
I'm talking away and I was muted. Dana had one, even though she left, other people may want to know the answer. Did you train ChatGPT on how to advise, or are you just using its built-in knowledge for your GPTs?
I'm training it for the individual based on your business, what you offer, what the business mission vision is, and your personal experience. Angie, bye, Angie. All right. So I'm training it on those 2 pieces and putting that into the memory. I have two worksheets, very boring, but I mean, like I said, you got to get a comfort zone. You need to pull the GPT on its own doesn't know anything about you. And how can you expect it to write personalized content if you don't give it something? So anyway, bye, Jeff. Thank you. All right. We are down to 3 people.
Yeah, there's no more questions that are there.
Okay. All right. Natasha, how do you feel about that for the, I'll send you. Yeah. Okay. Otherwise, I'll send you a quick screenshot.
Yep.
It says invite, like it's right there.
Yeah, it's pretty like LinkedIn Helper, amazing. I started tools since I started.
Yeah, it's
amazing, and I've so much with it since I started using it.
Yay.
It's great.